Everything wrong with the Heffley family. Birdie, I think the Heffley family or whatever, the Diary family is easily the most psychotic family in all fiction. Like, is there actually a family that compares to this family's dynamic? Dude, every single person is just terrible, pretty much. In some type of way. Like, pretty much every single person. Manny is definitely, I always hated how that little looked. Like, I always wanted to punch him, bro. Like, I never wanted to punch a baby as much as I wanted to punch Manny from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. All right, let's see this birdie video, though.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I'm kind of convinced that this book series is the mind of an insane human. And as a kid, I thought this was just a funny book about a middle schooler.
Yeah, as a kid, bro, you don't even think of it. Wait, was everybody rooting for Greg as a kid? I was low-key rooting for Greg as a kid. I won't lie. Like, I didn't know anything, and then I looked back and I was like, damn, nah, Greg's a terrible person. Greg is I thought he made some mistakes, to be honest. When I was younger, I was like, damn, you made some mistakes, but you know, I feel bad, bro. He be getting bullied and stuff. And then you realize as you grow older, like, damn, he was a complete and utter sociopath. Like, he was a terrible person. Yes, let's be honest, yes. Hey, maybe I was just a dumb kid. I did feel bad for Riley, though. I remember feeling bad for Riley a lot, but I was like, they're a dynamic or whatever. You know, they're trying to both get popular, but at the end of the day, Greg was just over Riley.
Or that gets up to a bunch of shenanigans.
Greg did nothing wrong.
As an adult now, I see it all. And I came to the realization that this is the most dysfunctional family I have ever seen. Roderick is surprisingly the most normal out of all of them.
And it's crazy how they try to paint him as like the rebel of the family or something. Meanwhile, bro, he just represents like the teenager that just wants to hang out and party or whatever. Like basically, you know, what the average teenager's trying to do or whatever. He was just really chilling, bro. And he was trying to start a band. If anything, yo, Roger was low-key a businessman. Cause starting a band, bro, as a teenager, like, bro, I wasn't doing anything, dude. When I was in high school, I wasn't doing nothing, bro. I was just sitting down playing games all day.
Which is crazy. And as a kid, I always saw Roderick as the
trying to be popular.
I just saw him as the mean older brother that would always pick on Greg. And I would always root for Greg, okay? I was the #1 Greg Heffley fan. Okay, no, I wasn't. But now Greg's my biggest op. And along with the rest of the Heffley family, especially Manny. But in all honesty, though, making this family a mess just adds a lot more entertainment to the book. But yeah, today we're going over all the characters in the Heffley family. And why now, looking back at the book series, I just hate most of them. And I think we need to start with the demon spawn himself, Manny. I'm convinced that Manny is not human. He has to be an alien.
I blame more of Manny's mom than him, because Manny's mom just let everything slide. There is families like that or whatever that'll just let like the youngest one slide and do anything pretty much. But I've never seen it that bad. Well, the way I grew up, I'm the younger sibling between my brother, and like my parents never treated me and my brother. We were always treated the same way.
Of some sort from another planet. He doesn't even look like the Heffleys. He has like a weirdly shaped snout. Like this dude is actually a menace to society. He is 3 years old. Keep this in mind when I tell this first story. So the power was out in the Heffley household, and Manny was just minding his own business, doing his own thing, and everybody was freezing cold. Nobody knew what was going on. They didn't even think they were gonna get food for days. They were in the middle of a huge snowstorm. And then later throughout the course of the snowstorm, the rest of the family finds out that Manny somehow accessed the circuit breaker and turned off the power in the rest.
Oh yeah, see, if I did this when I was younger, my dad straight up just wouldn't have knocked me out, bro. I straight up would have got the one thing I was told is never mess with like the circuit breaker in the house. Wait, but did the dad not think did Greg not think I said Greg. I forgot the dad's name. Did he not think to check this? This is like the #1 thing you're supposed to check.
Rest of his house besides his room. He was taking all the food that was left in the house and letting everyone just freeze to death.
Is this from the new movie?
And then when he gets caught, he starts crying and he's like, "Guys, you didn't teach me how to tie my shoes." You're telling me this kid is innocent when he knew how to use a circuit breaker at 3? I don't even know how to use a circuit breaker now. And rightfully so, everybody in the Heffley family was mad at him. This dude literally tried to starve his family to death because he was not taught how to tie his shoes. Unreal. But not only
that's actually like, you realize how insane that is, dude? Manny is like an alternative version of Stewie from Family Guy. People just don't realize it.
that Manny knew how to use a car. What the fuck? What? In the long haul, Susan Heffley left her keys in the car and sent Manny in to go get the key. Why would you send in Manny? I don't know. You trust that thing? You trust that to get your car keys? I'm done. At this point, you were just asking for what happened.
I didn't even watch this movie. I just remember everybody making fun of it. I seen like clips of it. This happened.
Changing the radio station at first. And then I guess he attempted to drive the car. He started the engine somehow. What the? Not only that, I'm convinced he knows what he's doing. Because one time, Greg was trying to play his console or whatever it was that he had. And he found out it was broken because there was a cookie in the disc slot. And you already know who did that. Of course it was Manny. This doesn't come to a shock to anybody. And when his mom found out,
bro, this is what happens when you don't get any beatings, spankings. I don't care, bro. I always defend beatings and spankings, bro. Because this is how your kids end up, bro. If they don't get them, this is exactly how they end up. Putting cookies in disc or alternating them as a disc.
Manny said to her, guys, I'm only 3. As a 3-year-old, this kid is using that as leverage against Greg, just so his mom doesn't get in trouble. I guess just throughout all the books, all 3 of these kids take advantage of their enabling parents, which we'll get to that later. And of course, this
I like how he said enabling parents, because we really got to talk about, bro, the parents are at fault too. Like the parents that, I forgot, Frank, that was his name, Frank and Susan. They just be like so mad over the littlest things. Or I forgot what, I remember Frank like crashed out in one of the movies because like somebody moved his replica like World War II action figures. I don't know, but it pissed me off, bro.
Does not get punished at all. Instead, his mom's like, oh, how about you make a nice little apology gift for Greg? And this is what he made.
A Civil War replica? Yeah,
he's a psychopath. I'm done. And eventually, later in the book, Rowie sits on this thing. This was a lethal weapon to begin with. I don't know why you let your child produce this. And when Greg tried to throw it away, I mean, this was a lethal weapon. His mom was like, he made that for you. Trying to guilt trip him to not throw it away. And keep in mind, this was after Rowie sat on it. And not only that, holy shit, this dude was a spoiled brat. He would not eat a hot dog unless there was just a tiny bit of mustard going across the middle.
Nah, this is ridiculous, bro. The Manny hate is always valid. Because how does it even get to that point, bro? Susan is the biggest enabler ever.
Middle. Like, what kind of psychopath eats their hot dog like this? And he made Greg wipe it off until it was right. I don't know. Maybe this is a new meta that I was not aware of that I'm sleeping on. I think Manny might have been onto something. And not only that, Manny got this many gifts for Christmas. Manny is not that good. He does not deserve all those
Who is giving him these gifts, bro? All of the parents in the neighborhood are enablers for Manny. Apparently, everyone is.
Gifts. Manny deserves none of them. He's a bitch. All right, everyone hates him. And these have to be the drawings of a psychopath. And his parents just look at that and say, oh my God, what a cute drawing. This dude is a future school threat. Why are you letting him just go around and do all this shit? The parents got to put this 3-year-old kid in his place. But of course, they are both terrible parents. Susan Heffley is the biggest Karen helicopter.
Dude, he just looks atrocious in this.
Susan Heffley.
Like, he just looks atrocious in this movie.
Is the biggest Karen helicopter mom I have ever seen in my entire life. First of all, let's start with the fact that she just goes out of her way to try and embarrass Greg. Like, there was one time where she screamed out of her car in front of his school.
Okay, that's accurate depending on your mom. To be honest, bro, I feel like, well, everybody's mother has done at least one, like, embarrassing thing to them or whatever in public. But, like, bro, the way Susan does it, bro, I'm like, damn, bro, I thought I had it bad when I was younger. Like, shit.
Everybody wish Greg a happy birthday. No one cares about your son's birthday. Like, she's definitely the type of parent to brag about her son.
Honestly, do I find that kind of yeah, that is embarrassing.
Oh, my son hit a home run in baseball, and he also got all A's and was the top of his class. Like, that shit always pissed me off, bro. Like, she was just trying way too hard to be super supportive of her kids, but it just came across as like you're trying to embarrass them. She sent him to swim
embarrassed for Greg.
Speedo. I'm done. There was another example where Roderick was performing in front of the school at like his school talent show because he has a band called Loaded Diaper. That is a crazy name for a band. But when he was performing, Susan Heffley was just standing there and like dancing the entire time. Like, bro, get your main character ass off the stage. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it was just embarrassing for him because she was also recording his set on stage. And Roderick, of course, he was posting it because he was trying to catch the eyes of record labels and go viral. But his mom was like making...
Damn, it's crazy. If Loaded Diaper exists now, they probably would have got a record deal because it had like one viral TikTok sound or something. Probably would have been way easier, bro. He was just born in the wrong generation.
Comments about the band members throughout the film. And Roderick just got clowned, bro. He did not go viral for the right reason. There's no way you just do this in front of a crowd of people and it doesn't keep you up at 3 a.m. Like, damn, that was embarrassing as hell. She has no shame whatsoever. It's insane. She will do anything to embarrass her kids. And not only that, she's also just a terrible mom. Greg was just born at this point and Roderick was like 6. Greg was put to sleep in a dresser.
I mean, hey, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You living in the trenches, bro? They probably were broke as hell. They had to do what they had to do. Holy, oh my God. How old was he here? Why is Roderick always look like a thug? Can we talk about that, bro? Ever since he was younger, bro. He's always looked like what is he wearing, bro? What is he wearing? Is that appropriate for a 3 or 4-year-old to wear?
Or drawer. I can't even make this up, bro. What the hell? What kind of terrible mother puts their child to sleep in a dresser drawer? But yeah, since birth, she's been screwing this man.
Shoot, it's not like the baby can tell.
It's unreal. And of course, she just loves spoiling Manny. She just lets him get away with anything. He smashed a plate and blamed it on one of his imaginary friends. And he got 0 consequences for it. And instead, the imaginary...
Immediately, if your kid has an imaginary friend, just know you're dealing with like a future serial killer or something.
Every friend got a timeout.
Imagine she closes the drawer with Greg inside.
Extraterrestrial being to just go around and wreak havoc. Like, what are you doing? Bro pulled a Logan Paul and just smashed the plate on the floor for no reason. And you're just letting it slide. It got so bad to the point where Greg felt like he had to get dropped off at the back of his school because his mom was embarrassing him so much. She still had a sticker on her car about him graduating preschool. And not only that shit was called Tender Cuddles Preschool. What the hell kind of name is that? But she is also very controlling, all right? She wants to have control of the household. Susan Heffley is a Karen. So, of course, she wants everybody to obey her at all costs. Her own husband can't even buy things without her permission. One day, Frank Heffley just came home with a dog. I mean, that's kind of crazy. You do have to talk that over with whoever you're living with because it's going to be a lot to take care of the dog, etc. But it says here that this dude can't even buy a pair of pants on his own. This dude is a grown-ass man in his 40s. He should be...
That is crazy. No. On everything, if I have a wife and she's talking about, you need to approve every clothing purchase, like, with me. What? The door is right there. The door is right there, bro.
Able to buy shit on his own. But yeah, speaking of Frank Heffley, he is next on the list. I guess the best way you can describe him is like an unhinged 40-year-old man that's obsessed with his Civil War toys. Yeah, it's pretty weird, I gotta say. But yeah, first thing we gotta discuss. I don't know why he's just letting himself get pushed around like that. He's just letting his wife control his bank account. Like, that's his bread. Stop popping.
See, that's something I would never understand, too. I could never let that happen in the future. I mean, maybe like 20 years, I'd be like, all right, we're like a shared account, maybe. And I'll give you like $1 a week.
Watching him. But I guess he's just too busy with his Civil War figurines that he just barely spends any time with his family at all. And he makes sure that it is known that the basement is off limits. Nobody can go in the basement. The holy grail of figurines are down there. You can't touch that. His biggest fear is like if Rowley and Greg went down there, Rowley was just gonna jump on the table and break all the figurines. This figurine table or whatever the hell it was so precious to him that he was going to put it in a glass display. And he was in bed with his wife and was still thinking of...
Nah, bro, he gonna be doing some back shots and be like, was General Adis ever placed in the right spot? Like, this is, come on, bro. Come on, man. It can't get this bad.
about the goddamn figurines. Like, this is just embarrassing at this point, bro. Just let it go. And when anybody touches his figurines or gets near them, he panics. He acts like his job is on the line. Go for some Civil War modeling right now. I don't know why he also like forces Greg to do sports, even though he's not even really interested in sports. Like, okay, yeah, sure, you pushed him to try it, but he's not really interested, so just move on.
Nah, low-key, bro, that'd be like a lot of dads. Shoot, my friends told me, bro, they're gonna try to make their sons D1 athletes or D1 NBA players. Would y'all ever do that, to be honest? Let me know, chat. Y'all ever try to make your kid like a D1 athlete or something, try to produce? Because I low-key didn't know, like, that's how, what's it called, superstar athletes be getting made and stuff. Like I didn't realize how many huge athletes or whatever had like a parent that was an athlete, like a soccer player, a basketball player, whatever. Like, I didn't realize Steph Curry's dad was a basketball player before, like a professional basketball player. I didn't know that. And same thing with Mbappe. I didn't know like his dad was like, I didn't know any of this stuff.
Let alone, you didn't even let him get to pick what sport he wanted to do. Yeah, he's just like, you know what, Greg, you're playing soccer. I guess what he's trying to do here is he wants Greg to be like this young prodigy. I don't know. Just so he could like brag about his son and say that he is raising a winner. But there was a newspaper article of Greg Heffley playing soccer, and it was just embarrassing to say the least. And it reads, a blown opportunity. Red Sox goalie Gregory Heffley takes a break from the action at the 50-yard kick by Demon Dogs midfielder James Byron rolls it in. The score ended the Sox bid for an undefeated season. And as Greg is just picking dandelions in the field, this is an L on both their parts.
That's
honestly
ridiculous.
Like, Greg could at least try. Like, that's the least he could do. And of course, as I mentioned early, Roderick is in a band and he likes drumming, but his dad doesn't even support that. Instead of letting his band members come over so they could practice, he puts a CD.
I mean, I kind of understand why he gets mad, because like, bro, that's his house and they're playing like music loud as hell when he's like, I would understand that if they played in an area where it was quieter, then I wouldn't care. Like, if my kid ever wanted to try that or whatever when they're younger, who knows, bro, they might make it. I'll never kill my kid's dream or whatever, but I'd be like, all right, you know, you can't be loud.
In a boombox and starts playing some dookie ass music, so they leave. Like, as a parent, if it's your kid's passion to, like, I don't know, be a musician.
Let me go back. Are we sure this guy is a teenager? Are we sure that's a teenager? Hold on, Mr. Heffley. We might have to check, you know what I'm saying, the list around the neighborhood or something. That does not look like a teenager.
So they leave. Like, as a parent, if it's your kid's passion to, like, I don't know, be
he's
a
like
musician,
36,
you should go all the way to support them, because as a parent, it should be important to you that your kid is happy with what they're doing. And if you really wanted to help him get into physical activity, instead, he should help him find a sport or an activity that he likes to do. And when Greg was playing video games, right, this dude, Frank, literally attempted to dismantle his video game console. And he was like, oh, dang nabbits, these fancy gadgets.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, y'all remember back in like 2012, 2013, whatever, early YouTube, when like parents were just destroying kids' consoles? Yo, why was that a thing? Did anybody ever question that? Like, they would legit smash and destroy people. Like, they were crashing the hell out. They would get absolutely smithered to smithereens. I still have no clue why.
I guess this dude just has a vision them.
And that's their money too. They pay, like they paid for it. The parent paid for it. So why are you doing that? It was entertaining. I mean, it was, yeah. It's definitely fake. It definitely was fake. Like, almost all of them were fake. There probably was some real ones, but it's like, even for fakeness, like, damn, bro.
Or like a blueprint that he wants him to follow. But since he's not following that blueprint, he is just disappointed in both Greg and Roderick. But Frank also enables behavior that just should not be happening. And Roderick does the most to take advantage of this. He gets out of so much shit just because his parents kind of just enable the behavior. Like, he let his dad just go to work and just type up a full essay for him while he just
see that is wild to me, bro. The one thing, bro, if I'm working my ass off or whatever, the one thing you got at school, bro, you better at least do that.
Sat on the couch and did nothing. But out of all the characters in the Heffley family, Roderick is the most normal one. Now, Roderick, of course, is a dick, all right? Don't get me twisted. He uses a lot of people to his advantage and whatnot, and he also has tactics of, like,
let me go back. Bro, can we talk about how perfect the Roderick casting was for the movies, though? Like, bro, I'll never forget when they changed Roderick's actor. That's when everything went to hell.
people to his advantage and whatnot. And he also has tactics of like getting out of doing chores and shit like that. Like he once cleaned a car with the dirty rag and him and Greg got out of doing it, which is a dick move. I can't lie.
I'll be so pissed.
His worst offense is literally just him being an edgy teenager. Roderick would use this tactic to get out of the dishes. He would say his body was on a schedule and he would go to the bathroom every time Greg had to do dishes. Like if my brother pulled that on me, I would be pissed. But Roderick also used Greg to set up his entire rager for him and then just locked him in the basement afterward, which is crazy. He literally just sat
I remember that now. He did him dirty. We didn't realize like how wild that was. If you watch the movie, I think most people will probably watch that movie. That was like the peak of the actual movies.
Yes, and did nothing. But that Roderick Rager, that shit was legendary. Peak movie? I can't lie. That was the first time I saw a party in a movie. And
it's crazy, bro, how they had the cups.
Very high expectations.
It's crazy how they had the cups, bro. You know it was supposed to be full of alcohol, but they put like soda or club soda.
And I was unfortunately let down. But Roderick was also pulling a lot of pranks, right? And, you know, he was the master of pranks. Or, well, he wasn't really the master. His targets were just very gullible. Roderick woke up Greg one day and told him that he slept through the entire summer.
Yeah, just like the first movie.
Greg somehow still fell for it. Like he just thought he got frozen
Greg was dumb as hell.
Like a cave in one of those cartoons. And Roderick just had to unthaw him real quick, wake him up. And then he started going downstairs, getting ready for school, and he went to eat breakfast, and his dad just started yelling at him because he was up at 3 in the morning. I don't know if Roderick's just like a good liar, he's really smart, or if Greg is just really gullible, and I think that's the correct option. And Roderick also pulled this prank
intro
on
to
Greg.
A movie.
So Greg asked Roderick to write his essay, and Roderick was given thousands of mom bucks. I guess that was the currency used in the Heffley household. You know, Greg thought Roderick was...
Susan was just doing bullshit. Mom bucks? I remember that too.
An expert in the field. He was about to get back like this philosophical ass paper. You know, he thought Roderick was going to put time and effort for it because, you know, he did spend all these mom bucks. And he gave him back this shitty ass paper that he had to read in front of the class. And he had to read this John in front of the class too. The whole class thought that Greg was thinking about, you know, spiders ruling the earth 100 years ago. You can't forget the time where Greg literally planted his birthday money in the backyard because Roderick told him he could grow money trees.
Kendrick Lamar reference? What if he might have been on to something? He might have been on to something.
Trees was his anthem, all right? He's had to...
Hey, yeah, Birdie already knows he's tapped in.
Plant his birthday money. Like, what kind of stupid ass kid believes that? Like, but of course, Greg is not any better. But the stupid ass shit that Greg does, some people argue that Greg is a sociopath and has no human emotion. And I can see that because of how he treats Rowley in the book. But a lot of the stupid ass shit that he does, a lot of it's kind of typical for his age. But of course, I'm not going to sit here and let Greg slide. Absolutely.
Rowley is a true warrior for staying with Greg through all that time too. Like a true goddamn warrior, bro. There's no other friend that would ever stay through with another friend, hoeing them that much. Like, I could never imagine that, me being able to do that.
Absolutely not. This simp behavior still needs to be called out. So yeah, Greg Heffley, and he always uses his friend Rowley for some reason. The worst example I gotta say is when Greg broke Rowley's arm by doing some stupid stunt. Greg used this to get attention from girls. His cast was getting him signatures from a bunch of girls, and Greg saw this and said, "Guys, I was the one who broke his arm." Like, shut the hell up, Greg. Nobody cares.
No, bro. Could you imagine somebody doing that? Like, somebody has like a cool war scar and you're like, "Hey, I'm the guy that shot him and almost killed him. Where's my, like, you know, like applause? Where's my applause at?"
If anything, that makes you look 10 times worse. Why are you saying this? He thought that was just gonna magically get him a girlfriend or something. I don't know. But Greg was also one time with Rowley at this job and threw Rowley under the bus immediately when Greg got in trouble for picking on the younger kids or something. His mom told him to do the right thing.
I remember this.
What Greg thought doing the right thing is letting Rowley take the fall for it. I'm done. Not only that, he literally draws Rowley.
I remember that scene. It was so sad too. He was like, "Don't call me. Don't come over my house. We're done."
as his pet. I don't know why he treats his friend like a pet. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, okay, a lot of this can just be chalked down to stupidity for his age, but like, this can't. Like, why do you treat your friend like a pet?
That was actually top 10 saddest scenes of all time.
But of course, Greg is also a simp. This dude was trying to rizz up Rowley's babysitter. I think her name was Heather Hills. And of course, Greg also had a crush on Holly Hills. Like, he had a crush on the whole Hills.
He never pulled Holly, bro.
Family at this point. And when Greg was around Rowley's babysitter, he would just mistreat him on purpose. And he would want quality time with this babysitter. What the fuck? And not only that, he found out that she worked as a lifeguard.
Okay, I'm gonna be real, bro. Shoot, if I was younger and I had a babysitter that was bad, I probably would be like going crazy.
Sat there and he was like your own little personal bodyguard and was telling people to walk and all this other shit. So he was just doing her job for her. And Greg was definitely expecting something in return. But of course, Greg...
Yeah, did he think he thought he was about to pipe or something, bro? Like, first off, y'all are like 4, 5, 6 year age difference or something. I don't know what he was expecting.
Was not successful. She just saw him as this creepy ass dude. This dude bought X-ray goggles and wore them to school. And these X-ray goggles...
That's some true gooner shit, bro. I'm gonna be real with y'all. When I was younger, I truly thought if one of these actually worked. I truly thought, I don't know, I always saw people talking about X-ray goggles or something. And I was like, what? What is that? Whoa. And it turned out that it wasn't real.
Goggles were advertised as you could see.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift. Yeah, like the Taylor Swift thing that happened.
He was walking around all lopsided and shit. I don't even know why he was doing this. But it was obviously a scam. He just looked like a goof walking around. He found that shit in a newspaper ad and expected that shit to work. And he also wrote this Shakespeare-ass poem for a girl. Greg, you're doing too much, bro. She doesn't even know you like...
Yeah, if you're a dude and that's your one choice of like Riz, bro, just stop it. You need to reevaluate
that, bro. And this dude thinks
it's really crazy how back then, bro, like hundreds of years ago, they literally used to write poems and then they would just get married right after or something like, or like the girl would fall in love. It's crazy how times change. Nowadays, you gotta ignore her and just, you know, just ghost her. And then eventually she'll want you.
He's got jokes too. Look at me. Greg, you got me rolling on the floor, man. It is very evident that this dude is doing way too much. And of course, every girl that he talks to just sees that and instantly does not like him. And in the book, Hard Luck, Rowley finally got himself a girlfriend. You know, Rowley cooked. He did. And Greg,
he has a girl?
to make drawings of himself stealing Rowley's girlfriend. I don't know why he's cooked.
What? Is that real? Nah, bro. Rowley, bro. I hope the ending, bro, is Rowley just like decapitating Greg. This man, Greg, is like, dude, this is beyond L-Mans. This is just psychotic.
Hooking up some of these drawings, bro. It's just unreal. He's just jealous of him, and he's not happy for his friend at all, which is crazy. I'm convinced that these books are all just the mind of an insane human being or something. I don't know. I don't know who illustrates their friend as a pet. What the hell? This is supposed to be his personal diary, you know, where he writes all his feelings out on a piece of paper. And that's just what he wrote, all right? Like, a lot of this shit should have stayed in the drafts. This whole family is cooked. Except Roderick.
Nah, for real. I mean, even Roderick is a dickhead, like he said. But yeah. Yo, W video from Birdie, man. Overall, man, Diary of a Wimpy Kid was low-key goated because the whole family was insane. And it was funny to watch them be insane. But when I didn't even know, like, some of the things that were in the books that wasn't, like, in the movie or anything. That man, Greg, bro, I don't know. He just needs a good knockout, like, to the face or something. That's the only thing I could think of. But, yeah, if you're watching on the 2, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.